In this tutorial, we will be discussing how to write conversion factors. Alright, so conversion factors are derived from equalities, which means something is equal to something else. For instance, 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters, or 1 pound is equal to 16 ounces. When something is equal to something else, we can then turn this into a fraction. And then those fractions are used for conversions. So here's just a big list of different equalities that you might be aware of. 2.54 centimeters are in an inch. There's 4 quarts in a gallon. One that I said that you might want to pay attention to is 1.1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds, so on and so forth. So you see that there's a million conversion factors out there. There's a million equalities out there. Same with, you could even read a story problem and it should say somebody's driving at 65 miles per hour. So 65 miles is equal to 1 hour. And that would be another example of an equality. Now these equalities can then be changed over to a conversion factor by simply making it a fraction. So for instance here, 100 centimeters, if we divide both sides by 1 meter, the 1 meter and 1 meter cancel out here, and this becomes our conversion factor. We could do it the other way around too. For instance, if we divide each side by 2.20 pounds, those cancel, and we're left over with 1 kilogram over 2.20 pounds. When you're doing conversions, I would prefer that you focus on this portion first and then figure out where things are supposed to go in the actual problem before trying to create these. And that just helps you guide through the problem a little bit better. Alright, so some more examples. We have 85 kilometers per hour. This is if you actually read it in a question. This is that 65 miles per hour thing. So I can divide both sides by 1 hour, because that means in 1 hour you're going to drive 85 kilometers. So there's our conversion factor. All you're doing is creating a fraction out of the equality. So here's one with another story problem. This is specifically medically related. Keflex is an antibiotic used for respiratory and ear infections. 250 milligram capsules. That means in every capsule there's 250 milligrams. And there's your equality. From here, we can divide one by the other and get the conversion factor. Here's another example of 18% body fat. So that means when we're talking about percentages, we're talking about things out of 100. So if you get 98% on a test, that's 98 out of 100 questions or 100 points. Well, everything's out of 100 when you're talking about percentage. That's why here we have it in 100 kilograms. So for every 100 kilograms, there's 18 kilograms of body fat. And then that could be converted over to a conversion factor. Now this should say 18 here. This was an error in the book itself. So just make sure that you're aware of that error. Here's another one, 1.9%. The percent means out of 100. So for every 100 grams of salmon, there are 1.9 grams of omega-3. Right there. And then to make this into a conversion factor, you just divide one by the other and turn it into a fraction. So here, 100 grams, we divide both sides by 1.9, and that's how 1.9 got on the bottom. On this other side, we did the opposite way. We divided both sides by 100. That's how we got the 100 on the bottom. So let's do a couple more practice. Meters and centimeters. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. That means we could put this into a fraction and into a conversion factor by going 100 centimeters over 1 meter, or 1 meter over 100 centimeters. 18% gold, that means in 100 grams, because it's a percentage of jewelry, of gold, and we'll say jewelry. There's 18 grams of gold. I use the chemical abbreviation for gold. But now we can divide it one over the other, so 18 grams of gold over 100 grams of jewelry. Or you can flip that around if you wanted. 1 gallon of gas is $3.40. Once again, we can put this into a conversion factor by simply just making it a fraction. And that's how you create conversion factors out of equalities.